Hey guys, this is Thomas from Camelot.
This is Taylor Washington from Paladin.
This is Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers.
This is Nora from Battle Beast.
Hi, this is Mark from Dragon Force, and you are listening to the Great Metal Debate Podcast.
Inside I'm screaming. Do you even hear me? Lost in the sea of thoughts. I'm drowning in the deep. I feel the grip of remorseless discrimination, sins waged by sinners, the ones that
Hey Headbangers, the podcast is back with another amazing artist interview. We are here with Floridian power metal maven Seven Kingdoms. Guys, thank you all so much for joining the Great Metal Debate.
We're happy to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So, speak with you, Ken. I've got the whole crew here. The last time that you and I spoke was back in 2017, just prior to the release of Decennium. Would you and would all of you have believed if I told you the band would weather a worldwide pandemic and then get picked up as support with the hottest metal tour in North America?
I don't know what I would have said about the pandemic, but I would have hoped that the hottest metal tour would have at least picked up by now. Like, especially if the pandemic didn't happen, then it would have been a 4-year difference. So it's like, man. So I'm happy that we have the pandemic as an excuse, actually, for some downtime.
Was it downtime for you guys, or kind of talk a little bit about how you spent that time?
So we actually got chickens. I worked in Publix during the pandemic, so that's a grocery store, so I got to witness all the zombies. I got to witness all the fights in the toilet paper aisle and the fights over fried chicken. That was pretty awesome. I witnessed the lady pull a knife out on customers, so I got to witness the best part about COVID and all the crazy, shenanigans that happen with panic. But we got chickens, and then we started writing music, so I just feel like I got to witness a whole lot, and I still got to write music, and I think it was amazing that during that period our fans still supported us through our Kickstarter.
How about you guys?
Yeah, we did a lot during COVID, actually.
Well, we did the goat rodeo, right? Yeah. That was like kind of a start of it. And then we got a bank of songs written and almost ready to go, so we got a lot of practice in. And
all Kevin and I did were lift weights the entire time.
Well, I was going to get to that last evening when you all hit the stage, and I want to talk about last evening's show, I was a little scared that you guys were going to stop and make the crowd start doing crunches and push-ups. You guys are in great shape. I feel a little like I gained 19 pounds over COVID, definitely, but you guys put on 19 pounds of muscle mass each, I think.
Kevin and I, all of us actually had moments where we were really heavy, so the time it takes to get that much weight off, you have to do it for almost over a year of super strict discipline. So when you get done with that, you don't want to lose it, but it's a habit at that point in time. You know what I mean? So it's just but I put some weight on during COVID, but it turned into strength, differently. But you can say the same or whatever.
Yeah. You were bringing the guns last night. I'm sorry.
I lost 135 pounds from 2015 to 2016, and then that's around the time.
Lost me.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, and that's around the time when I kind of fell in love with fitness and working out stuff.
Yeah.
Or weightlifting, I guess. It became my second passion next to music. So
yeah,
and
yeah, and watching them do it. It's been pretty damn inspiring, So they got me into it. Was about 6 months ago when I started going to the gym with y'all. So I still got a lot to go, but just having them in the band and Sabrina in the band, having healthy people in the band is a good inspiration just to be healthier, and I felt great since I've been doing it. So.
Well, you showed a lot of energy last night behind the drums. You guys headlined day one of Mad with Power Fest. I was in the crowd, and I felt the energy. How did you guys feel like being on stage last night? It seemed like, from my perspective, you all just had joy in your performance.
Yes, 100%. I felt like before the pandemic, there was this weirdness where people just kind of weren't appreciating music as much, and it goes both ways. It was who was playing and who was watching. I feel like we kind of all took for granted what we were doing, and then, you know, like Ty is so awesome to give us this opportunity. I am so thankful for it. He is like a force to be reckoned with, and I really appreciated being given that opportunity to be on that stage and perform, just because it was magical for me. It kind of just felt like everyone was just loving it, you know, and you could really feel in the room there was like, I'm so happy I'm at a show, and I'm so happy I'm performing at a show. It was just wonderful.
You kind of jumped ahead to one of my further questions about Ty Christensen. He runs this fest, puts on an amazing fest, one of the best in North America, in my opinion. From an artist perspective, can you guys speak to what it's like going to a show where you know that the setup is going to be right, all the arrangements behind the scenes are proper, and you can just really focus on your performance?
I mean, it's. I mean, obviously Ty's doing a really good job, but I mean, he prepares as professionally as the best professionals, like, you know, in the advancing process and this and that. The one thing that really like got me wasn't even like, I mean, when you advance properly and you're nice, like everything usually works. You know what I mean? Because you know what everybody's coming in with, and it's organized before you even show up. The big thing is the scene that he's been able to craft, with the aura and the kind of feel that just the day has. Like when you actually are there, there's a total vibe with like the video game pinball. Like I didn't expect it, but like it's gonna have its own little click if it already hasn't had it, like easy into the future.
Yeah.
And it's a joy. Like it's really like everybody's mood is lifted up. So all the shows are just going to be better if everybody's in a better state of mind. You know?
Yeah, I'm just ready to watch him blow up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely blew us away, I think, with his hospitality and just everything he has. Yeah, just positive. As soon as we got to his house, we were staying, and it's just been positive all the time. He's a smart dude. He knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I think he's representative of kind of the whole culture here that he's created, where you've got a lot of people who just want to help out artists. And I know you guys had a sponsor that was assisting you guys to be here. And again, what is that? Obviously, you're all appreciative of fans who just enjoy the music. But what about fans who go a step beyond that and actually actively support you and help you take that next step?
I mean, there wouldn't be a lot of opportunity, even for bands even much bigger than we are, wouldn't have the opportunity if it wasn't for fans going a step beyond. I mean, you get fans going a step beyond for Camelot, Symphony, you know what I mean? Any band that's there is going to have some sort of people that really take that extra step, be it a fan, family member, friends, you know what I mean, that don't even necessarily listen to you but just like you, want to see you do well, you know what I mean? That's going to, any band that's up there or is still there and able to do this is going to have some sort of base that's a supplementary thing that other than just a regular core fan base, you know what I mean? And it means the smaller you are, the more it means. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's directly like proportional to how big you are, pretty much, how much it means, pretty much. But, I mean, I know that it was Kyle and then Datis. Datis has been a follower of us ever since, like, our first record.
Because I joined the band.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. As soon as we got Sabrina, like, he was there. So, I mean, it's just like, and he's been, for years, he had Womfest, I think. And he was trying to get us to play, what was it? It was Warriors and Metal Fest, yeah. And he had that thing going on. And it's nice to see someone who did kind of a festival thing team up with like Ty, just as a, you know what I mean? Just because it's the inner, like, underground community of the power metal people, you know what I mean? And it's just like, especially in North America, it's not as like profound, you know what I mean? But like, I mean, there's a community here, like, for sure. And that's what it kind of boils down to.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't note that since you and I spoke last, Camden, you all released an independent EP, Empty Eyes. Why don't you speak to kind of what the thought process was about releasing that material at the time?
Yeah. I mean, I'll do the business part of it first, I guess. But I mean, so we, Napalm actually, so when we signed at Napalm, they actually they licensed from Decennium back. Okay. So it was more of a like, we don't have these CDs available. We need someone to print them, and we found a home kind of thing. So we didn't really take a forward move with Napalm. We found a home for our other records kind of thing. So that way they can just print them. They're available there. Because otherwise I would be on the hook for like $12,000 to reprint all of them. Whereas they can do it, and I will just buy them as I need them, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And it stays there for a while, which is fine. And it helped. That deal helped us do financially with the Evergrey tour, at least, just to get that done. But then when we they wanted to look at the. They asked us to deliver demos for like a possible release, and then knowing what the Decennium Kickstarter did, like I told him, I was like, dude, like we didn't sign a record with you coming up, so like if you can't match this in advance, like I can't do it.
Right.
And then they couldn't do it, so we ended up just essentially releasing the demos that we had as an EP, because we had already done a kind of a test drive with the EP before Decennium. And that was to kind of get a little extra press. It's the model there is to like you get more traction out of the same amount of songs. So you get 2 pressings, regardless if it's an EP or an album. You get 2 physical vinyl that we get to sell. You know what I mean? With the same amount of material. And then we did Stormborn, Bloody Meadow in the walls, where that's the only place you could get them on the vinyl. You know what I mean? So that I think Napalm put those on the Napalm versions of the Decennium copy, but regardless, that's what we did, and it worked out really good. You know what I mean? We raised it. We did a music video for every single song, and we just went back to Kickstarter because that's where the money was. It's just like it's just like you still have to provide a record label the record, and then your business starts with them. But like, how does the record get made? Like, there's thousands of dollars in costs just to get the record made, and it's just like the band shouldn't ever have to be on the hook for that at a certain point, and that's kind of the model that we've been on. And and the Kickstarters have done it for us. So it's like it's a hard model to get off of because the money's there. It's just the only things that we need now is a little bit more creative and not really creative, but a more of in-depth reach to Europe and a creative way to get out there that's not. Just like a push from either we need to meet some. We have to do a lot of shopping when we get home, basically, because we have to set up distribution basically in Europe for the new record, because we're going to release a new record in the spring. So.
Well, I enjoyed the material. It included a cover of Heart's Barracuda, and then more recently you guys released a single version of The Boys of Summer that you all included on last night's set, which I was shocked to hear. What inspires turning your hand at metalizing and putting the Seven Kingdoms mark on like mainstream or classic songs like those?
Well, I was going to say, I think there's something. I mean, specifically "The Boys of Summer." It's just such a great classic hooky song, and just being able to just put our own kind of stamp on it, make it a little heavier, a little bit. Let's put our flair on it. Really, it's just like something really, like for me, like deeply gratifying about just like, because the song resonates with me. So being able to just kind of, like I said, put our own stamp of approval on it. It's just like, it's really, it came out really well. I think it was like easily the best cover we've ever done. Granted, we've only done
I think so, yeah. And we don't do a lot of covers, so we try and pick songs that are.
I actually don't like doing covers. Yeah, like Kevin and I are like the most anti-cover people possible. But
I don't mind doing covers because I love singing karaoke.
Anything.
It helps the reach. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people, even on the comments of that YouTube video, like there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I searched Boys of Summer, and we beat YouTube and Don Henley for the thing for that. So now when you search Boys of Summer, it pops up. So there's a lot of people who search Boys of Summer, and it comes up, and that's
because it started resurfacing on the radio now.
There's like 1 or 2 comments where it's like, oh my god, like this is one of the like heaviest songs I've ever heard. It's like they don't listen to metal at all. But it's the first time they've heard a gallop because or an overdriven guitar because they just so happened to trip on it on YouTube. And that's kind of what the purpose is for us that allowed us to do it. Was that it was more of a reach thing. You know what I mean? Does Sabrina sound good on it? Do we like the song? Can we metalize it?
Can we make
and will the people appreciate it? Is it popular enough to where?
But still keeping time true to the original.
And I'll say, I was shocked to hear it, but I thought it fit seamlessly with the set list. Like it seemed like it should be there when you played it.
It's our song at the end of the day. You know, it's like Don Henley is like one of the best. Like every song that he's ever done is just good. He's immensely talented, and like I hope if you ever heard it, like I know he's got that big he wants to protect his music. Yeah. But the thing is that like we don't want to collect any money from his song. It's just the ability to be able to perform it, and I just feel like it's a damn good song, and sometimes it's kind of nice to reintroduce a song like that to a newer crowd, because a lot of people don't realize that song even exists until we play it. So because there's so much music in the world that not everybody knows it, and then once they hear it, they're like, oh my God.
Are there any other cover songs maybe you guys jam out in practice that fans would be shocked to hear about?
We sold the cover on the we'll pick the cover song on the last Kickstarter, so we're gonna end up. What was it? Whatever. What was it? Oh, I Hate Myself for Loving You.
I forgot what it was.
Yeah, that it's a. What was it? Is it Pat Benatar? Is it Pat Benatar?
Joan Jett.
Yeah, Joan Jett. Joan Jett's I Hate Myself for Loving You. So you're going to hear Keith Yeah, we got to find a Harley. I got to get a black hair wig for Sabrina. Leather jacket. Yeah.
I already have a leather jacket.
Besides that, we don't really play a lot of covers.
I sing a lot of covers.
Yeah, Sabrina knows more about that.
Sabrina's got the like a small cover gig on some Thursdays, where she does like a piano
prepared
duel.
for the tour, so it was nice to like sing and just be in the environment.
3-hour set, if not more.
Yeah.
That's in y'all's local town?
Yeah, it's at Cafe Da Vinci's. It's just a really cool bar/venue in downtown DeLand. And there's like right across the street, there's like all kinds of restaurants. There's a brewery right down the street. There's someone that makes mead and all kinds of chocolates. So it's like in a perfect little area.
Well, let's get to what's coming next. A few days following Mad with Power, you all are heading out with Unleash the Archers and Aether Realm for a tour that is literally selling out venue after venue across North America. Has the gravity of that hit you guys yet, or does it just seem like a fantasy?
No, it's a fantasy right now. It's a total fantasy. Until I get the text message, I'm TMing for the whole thing. That's what I do on the side too. Is I do the road management, finances, and stuff for much bigger bands that can afford someone like me to just deal with their bullshit, basically. I'm not it's a fantasy until I get them to message me as soon as they get through customs on the 31st. So.
Ooh, yeah.
No, but I mean, it's just like I'm like 90% sure they're going to be fine. They've done the right paperwork. They're flying in from Canada, so it's not like they're trying to cross. Because the land borders, I think, are the ones that are messed up right now. And Immortal Guardian's drummer is from Canada, and he had to just fly through, so he got through. So but they said that was a pain in the ass, just the amount of paperwork that he had to do because of the pandemic and stuff like that. But the 31st, I'll have one level of the fantasy becomes real, and then after the first show is completed and we're loaded out, I'll have it's like that kind of holy shit.
I don't know, I'm already there after last night. It was just if that's how the audiences are going to be every single night, I am 100% excited for it, because the energy in that room was like I said, magical. I enjoyed it, and just having everybody just be so happy was a wonderful environment to perform in.
It's tough to play in front of either a crowd that doesn't care or a small one. And I mean, we've done our fair share of all of that. But no, I mean, we're, especially us, I'm not sure if it's a flaw or if it's a strength or maybe both at the same time, but the more energy that we can give the crowd that we receive back, it's like a reaction. Like a fusion reaction. It just keeps going and building and building and building and building throughout the entire set, kind of thing. So we really feed off of the crowd responding, kind of thing. And then I mean personally, I just know that it's you don't get it. It's just oh, okay, it's worked now. You know what I mean?
Trying to work them. Work them over.
How about you guys? I want to make sure I get you all your thoughts about this tour, because it's pretty damn big, man.
Yeah, and I still haven't grasped how big it is yet. I don't think, but I'm amazed at how well it's been doing.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm super stoked for Minnesota. Like, that's, the first date. I'm just ready to, like...
As soon as that one hits, then it's going to set in.
Yeah, I'm ready to see the crowd.
Great.
To see how the response is, see how the energy is. And,
I mean, I got to say, I am surprised. I mean, I know Unleash the Archers are a huge band. They're really up and coming and blowing up nowadays. So we've been wanting to get on a tour with them for a while now.
Yeah.
So it's slowly sinking in.
How many new markets that Seven Kingdoms hasn't played before do you think you'll be hitting? And are there any cities or venues you're particularly excited to play?
Atlanta. Atlanta is always
Prague Power, pretty much.
Yeah, so basically, Prague Power got canceled, but Unleash the Archers still kept their show there, and it's like almost 700 people.
It's at like 700 right now.
As far as new territory,
that's fine.
I'm trying to pull it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
The new territory. We will have our first shows in Pittsburgh, Rochester, Greensboro. We've played North Carolina, but we never played actually Greensboro. We played Raleigh a bunch of times. Oklahoma City. Actually, no, Albuquerque we did with Blind Guardian.
Yeah.
Mesa, we've never done Mesa. We've always played Tucson. We played Tucson once. No, we played Phoenix with Evergrey. And then Petaluma, which is a new city, but we've always played San Francisco or something like that. And then, there's quite a... It's funny because there's quite a few new territories, and we're going to be playing a sold-out show in the new territories. So, it's just kind of... It's not new territories for Unleash the Archers, but for us. So we're, I'm hoping that we can make an impression and we can leave with... if we could just go back and, you can do well with, even just 100 people coming to see you. You know what I mean? And, if you can just do that nationally, that's a huge step. You know what I mean? We can do that, but it's kind of hit and miss. You know what I mean? Depending on where we're at right now. But I'm hoping after this, you can have a proper small headlining tour kind of thing.
Well, that was the segue into my next question. The last time I saw Unleash the Archers was 3 or 4 years back in Cincinnati in a small club. There probably weren't 50 people there.
That was how it was at the Haven in Orlando when they came through. It's the same tour you're talking about, yeah.
And so I guess I'm curious, to what extent it kind of what they've done as a model for you guys, and then on a larger level, what does success look like for you all? Where do you want to be in a few years?
I'm not sure. They have
better opportunities, and we had some weird misfortunes happen to us.
We've had a streak of just kind of bad luck and just wrong place at the wrong time kind of things.
Trusting sometimes
Trusting the wrong people. We've had management fail us financially, unbelievable amounts of money. You know what I mean? So it's just it just went through that kind of thing. With this tour specifically, we always take as a big learning experience. So we're going to take and get a bunch of experience on this, on and off the stage, and that just gets applied every tour we've ever done. We were fish out of water that Blind Guardian tour. These boys hadn't even barely been out of state. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we were just basically a local band on the Blind Guardian tour, and then 4 shows in, you're this is how it is.
We became a band after the 4th show, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a panic attack on stage when we were playing. The Best Buy Theater or the Nokia Theater at the time, in Times Square. So it's the same building that Michael Jackson performed in. So I was having I'm in Times Square. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. So that was.
It would be really nice to, we have a salary when we come home. You know what I mean, for being gone, and then the Kickstarters are starting to at least pay for the expenses. The band's been a kind of self-sustaining monster as far as the expenses, and the expenses are crazy to do these things. You know what I mean?
And self-sustaining itself is a huge plateau to get to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a huge... it's taken 14 years just to get to the point where we can go play with the fun stuff.
For an all-original power metal band out of Florida. You know what I mean? So, and I've never... I don't know about y'all, but I never have a dream of being a rock star or famous millionaire.
Just paying your bills would be nice.
Honestly,
I feel like it's right. We're kind of we feel like we're right there. It's just we got to have a couple things line up, and it's a feasible reality to at least do what we want to do without killing ourselves the whole time.
Well, based on what I saw last night, I think the future is very bright. A lot of excitement with this massive Unleash the Archers tour coming up. What does the band have plans for as far as following that tour? And in particular, when can fans expect to see new music, maybe later this year or in 2022?
We basically have a full-length album recorded. For the most part, we have a few more things we have to like touch up on and finish. But I think we're shooting for 2020, like maybe some
2025. No, like I want to. All right. So Kevin and I have to do guitars and all the string stuff in October. Sabrina goes to finish vocals, and then we do a little bit of backing vocals the middle of November.
We got to tackle bass.
Yeah, Kevin and I are going to do bass for the first time, and then
that's going to be a learning experience.
It'll be fine. And then basically, yeah, and then so the middle of November we'll have it mixed and mastered, and then so we'll be sitting on it. We'll be sitting on it in November, basically, or at the end of November. So it'll give us basically December and January to get the artwork and like maybe the first or second music video done for it, and then we'll set up the Kickstarter. I'd like to put it out in February or March, the Kickstarter, because then I have to leave all April and all May for a couple tours that can't be talked about yet. I almost dumped them. Yeah, I was like, oh man,
I get it.
Yeah, but it's just like, I got to leave. So we're either trying to like tour in March or we're trying to tour as soon as I get home to support the record that'll come out in the spring. But as long as we tour like within like that 3 to 4 months of it coming out, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's just like I'd rather like March still has like February, March still has a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, up north, and especially we would need to go hit Canada at this time because that was a big thing. That was the only thing that sucked about this tour is we couldn't do Canada. Like that would have been another complete total game changer. Like,
but there's always next time. Yeah. We could always ask them, if they're doing a tour or whatever. We could be like, hey, can we do the Canada thing? Since we missed that one.
Nice to have some unconquered kingdoms out there for Seven Kingdoms.
We do well in Canada. Like I wish we could do it. So we need to hit it when we go back. You know what I mean? So I mean we're talking with a couple of bands here about doing a thing. So I'm trying to. I've been talking to a couple of people here about their bands and their other bands and their other bands
and all the bands.
So yeah, it takes a lot, man. You got to really have. It's good when we have a festival like this because we get to see all our friends in the other bands, and then we got to kind of mingle and like, who's booking you now, and do you like him? Is he a scumbag? Or not? Is he awesome? You know what I mean? So it's just like it's nice to talk, and you know what I mean, and network. You know what I mean? It's, really, the networking is the entire amount of the music industry. So like, if you can't network, you just should quit.
Truer words were never spoken. So final question, what is the best way for fans to purchase music and merchandise from Seven Kingdoms, including the latest release, Empty Eyes?
So anything Decennium and back on CD, you can pick up at Napalm Records. The soft merch, pretty much just our Big Cartel link, our sevenkingdoms.bigcartel.com has everything else that you can't get at Napalm. So pretty much it's Napalm or that one website link. Try to make it easy. You know what I mean? Just get that one link. That's where you buy the physical stuff. And then if you want to stream, we're available everywhere streaming. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We actually don't have a website because the amount of money it took to keep that website up, we were just putting into Facebook ads, and it paid off more. We get more reach that way. Like, so it was just kind of like, it was just an expense, like, you know what I mean, all year, and
you'd just be sending people to the social media from the website.
Because we can comment right there. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
People giving us a hard time over not having a website, but I'm like, you want to pay for it for us? Like, it's fine. To do it the way we want it,
Is technically using Big Cartel your website?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's a place. So if you do buy something, expect to wait, because I'm going on tour, and I'm the one who addresses and sends them out. So y'all got to wait.
Well, guys... I had such a great time last evening. You all brought real joy to the stage. I could feel it in your performance, and I'm so excited about the entire country seeing you all live with Unleash the Archers. I know you all are going to kill it and develop it'll take you to the next level, I'm sure. So congratulations to you all, and thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much.